Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm gonna be talking about how not to defeat Khabib Nurmagomedov. So recently, or about like a week or two ago, but basically recently, I heard in the video Eddie Bravo talking about how to defeat Khabib, and I'm like, after hearing, I'm like, this is not how you defeat Khabib at all. So he was saying, basically, all he said was a bunch of ways to get back to guard, secure guard, and basically that's all he said. Like he would say, he would train the person to be able to get to guard and maintain guard and I guess defend himself well, like how to escape, like get Khabib off your back, return to guard, get from side control, from half guard back to full guard. That's all he was talking about, like basically getting back to your guard. And he said, look, the big mistake people make is they try to get back to their feet. And I'm like, that's not the correct way to defeat Khabib at all. And I think he said Tony Ferguson is the man to defeat Khabib, and I think that's wrong as well. I think, man, let's first talk about the land on your back, basically. Even if you're like a top-notch Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, you're like a world champion, really in MMA, you're kind of ineffective off your back most times, more often than not. And even all these world champions aren't really, it's just like how there's different strikers, different wrestlers, different this, different that. Just because you're a world champion Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, don't mean you're somebody that's necessarily that phenomenal off your back. You may be solid off your back, you definitely gotta be solid, but you might not be the most offensive off your back that you need to be to really threaten somebody like Khabib on the ground, who's really not like a super aggressive grappler on the ground. He's more so calculated grappler. He's not gonna be trying to make too many moves where he's gonna leave himself open. He's gonna take. I think he's not really even a high risk type of grappler. He's like a low risk, high reward almost, because people kind of just. Because when you're on your back, you're losing. He don't have to make moves. You're the one on the bottom who had to really make moves. Because when he's on top, as long as he's on top, he's winning. So you got to try to work to get back to your feet. You got to work on submissions. Whereas he just working on controlling you. Because whether he's being very active or not, he's winning by being on top. So most times he's going to be the one in the better position by being on top, especially no matter who you are. Because this has been top Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioners coming to the UFC all the time and MMA all the time. And when they fight a grappler or a wrestler who has a good understanding of BJJ, they usually get shut down. They get taken down. They try to go for triangle chokes. And people just like pretty much roll them off their back. Stay in the full guard. They go to half guard and beat you up. They don't really try to jump or go for this and that. They just know that if they do the right things, they'll avoid a submission to him. They don't have to really grapple with you like this is BJJ. But I'm kind of getting off topic a little bit, veering off too far. But I'm saying basically, in MMA, you're not getting submission like this. Let's make it as simple as possible. If you're in MMA, if you're not getting a submission off your back or really locking in that submission attempts real deep, at the point where it's like it's a near tap or it looks like a near tap, then you're really not winning. Like say you got to either be getting a submission, getting a reversal, or getting back to your feet, or you're losing. Like it's as simple as that. It might be those strange cases, those rare cases where you're winning off your back, but like it's too rare to where you could rely on winning off your back. You guys got, like I said, you got to get a submission, you got to get a reversal, or you got to get back to your feet, or you got to make it so to the point when you get taken down, you done so much earlier on in that round that by the time you get taken down, you were so defensive and held yourself so well on the ground that you were still able to maintain the round. But like I said, you can't rely on being on your back in MMA, especially like I said, you're not getting a submission like. So like I said, to beat Khabib, it's not about being on your back at all. You're better off being on top or being standing up. It's not about like you can't just kind of just accept the fact that you're gonna get taken. Well, you can accept the fact you'll get taken down in the fight, but you can't accept like, oh, once I like just give up and say I'm not gonna try to stand up, because what you're gonna do is try to worry about like as soon as you get taken down, you're gonna lay on your back every single round. That's a sure way to lose a 50-45 decision in MMA. You gotta make things work on the feet. And the matter of fact, Khabib's not takedowns aren't all that, but this is not really a video on how to defeat Khabib. But I'm saying Khabib really, his takedowns are, he'll go for like the doubles against the cage when he sees you against the cage. If you're like in the center, he'll go for those low singles. Not the most phenomenal takedowns, but when he does have his phenomenal controls, or at least I'll say not phenomenal entries, but once he gets to you, he has phenomenal control and he has an arsenal of different takedowns. But like as far as like when he those entry takedowns, like trying to get to you, like the diving at your ankle, or when he sees you like kind of get you backing up due to this pressure, then he'll go for the cage, because maybe people could circle out of his takedowns from when they're in the center, because he's not really that fast or explosive or really that good at it with a double leg. But if he gets you against the cage, he can kind of use the cage to kind of cage you in, and then he could control your hips right there. But in the center of the cage, you could just dodge his double leg easy, so he don't do that. He must have learned that in training. Maybe people don't pick up but I clearly see that's why he does it, because he don't really shoot double legs in the center of the cage. He goes for the low single because it's not pride. You can't kick him in the face. It's pretty safe takedown, and people gonna be scared of taking him, like grappling him anyway. So they're gonna try to sprawl on him and try to take his back. They're gonna run away from him. So he like sees it as a very safe takedown. Like I said, he like those low risk type of, like everything about him is kind of a low risk. He's efficient and low risk, but very effective. So he's not like super phenomenal as people try to make him out to be, but he's phenomenal at winning. That's the winning he is phenomenal at. And got good stamina, good pace, and he's calculated while he's in there. But yeah, like I said, off your back, you're not gonna win. And let's say Tony Ferguson, if I say he's not gonna win. I think Tony Ferguson is too accepting of the grappling exchanges, or too accepting of going to his back. It is not like he's that phenomenal off of his back. He submitted Kevin Lee. I think that was like one of his only submissions off his back was Kevin Lee. And Kevin Lee had staph infection, was fatiguing in that fight, clearly visually fatiguing. So he was kind of lazier in that guard. His chin was down a little bit on Tony Ferguson's chest, basically, his stomach. So he was there to be an elbow. He was there so that Tony Ferguson could ride his legs up his back and try to go for that triangles and go for these different submissions. But against Khabib is not going to be too tired unless maybe he ate too much tiramisu and had a bad weight cut. He's going to be constantly in position, constantly reacting to those submission attempts, constantly shutting them down. And Tony Ferguson is going to be in a bad position, especially when he's so willing to go to his back. Yeah, you might be doing decent, might be on for attempts, but if you're on your back, you're losing. It's going to remind me of that one fight. I'm forgetting who the guy is right now. Danny Castillo, I think. I think Tony Ferguson is much better from them, but still, I think it's the same case. I think Khabib was much better than Danny Castillo. So Danny Castillo could hold you down for like 3 rounds, basically. Khabib could do much worse. I'm not gonna say Khabib would destroy him on the ground. I'm saying Khabib would do enough that he would be able to control him and win probably like at least most of the rounds clear in about one of those rounds fights where like constantly Khabib's getting in a takedown or Tony Ferguson trying to roll for a leg lock, and then Khabib's just kind of shutting those submission attempts down, kind of neutralize him. It's gonna be like they will neutralize each other, but Khabib been on top and landing those ground and pound shots will have him clearly winning like it's a one-sided fight almost, but like not to the point that it's dominant, but it's the point that it's like 50-45 almost. Like I said, Khabib has a real strong base and he has understanding of jiu-jitsu, so he's not gonna be susceptible to most stuff Tony Ferguson does off his back. And it's not a grappling match, so Khabib doesn't have to commit too much to anything to the point where it's gonna leave him open. He's gonna be making Tony Ferguson have to commit to stuff so that he can change the course of the fight. So like I don't think Tony Ferguson, at least off his back, is not the right strategy. Maybe he mix up on the feet. You gotta make it a full mixed martial arts fight. You don't just see it as, oh, we're gonna grapple and I gotta beat him at grappling. It's inevitable. Just like strikers, like just because somebody supposed to be a striker don't mean they're gonna knock you out. They gotta be certain things set up for them to land that knockout. Just for like wrestling, they gotta have certain things to set up that takedown. So just like I'm saying, you gotta make a full MMA fight, make them like actually work for those takedowns, wear on him with some strikes and stuff, but not just worry about, when I get to the ground, or I gotta just hold him in guard and wait till the next round and try to knock him out every single round. Just fight the dude. That's all you gotta do is fight him, and don't go straight back. Don't run. Use footwork, use angles. You know what takedowns can go. Angle you got like in the middle of the cage or in the center of the cage, he's going for single legs. Low singles against the cage, he's going for doubles, and then he's trying to, maybe if he can't get the double, he'll switch off and try to get toss you over his hip, try to get you like on those hip tosses or something. But that's pretty much what he goes for. Maybe go for a single against the cage, but that's basically his moveset as far as wrestling, at least the entries. But again, to say this video, that's how you don't defeat Khabib. Land on your back won't beat Khabib, especially even if you're like say somebody like Conor McGregor, especially your Conor McGregor, landing on your back not going to beat Khabib. Even your Tony Ferguson, not really going to beat Khabib. Maybe you're like some top-notch Brazilian jiu-jitsu practice with like good, real solid sweeps. Like that's, you're proficient in sweeps and you got good leg locks and good stuff like that. And you got all these crazy different types of submissions. Like that's your specialty. You're like one of those people that's real good off the back. Then maybe you could be Khabib's kryptonite. But really, I don't think there's anybody in MMA right now that's really on the grounds Khabib's kryptonite. You're just better off find a way to get back. If you look at Robert Whittaker, I'm not saying Robert Whittaker is even going to fight Khabib. I'm just saying, like, look at how he does wrestlers. He just works on getting back to his feet. Like, they go for these takedowns, they go spend all his energy and he needs to get back. It's not about, oh, they're so impossible to get up from. It's like, you just find the right time. You don't just, it's about proper stand-up. It's not about forcing stand-up. It's about proper stand-up. You find opportunities. You don't, like, let yourself get to the point where you get, like, flattened out and that they get just lay you down. You find opportunities where there are, like, gaps in space and opportunities for you to explode and get back to your feet properly. And then get back to standing, and they'll spend more energy trying to keep you down, and there'll be more panic when their bread and butter is not working for them like they're supposed to be working for them. But I'm not saying that's the exact style. I'm saying that's certainly a better way than just landing on your back against somebody that's supposed to be a solid wrestler, solid grappler, or holding your guard because you're losing if you're on your back. Unless you're, like I said, unless you're getting a submission, getting a reversal, or getting back to your feet. But that concludes this video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and come back for more videos. Peace.